Hi everybody, today we're going to look at another one of those Motormax Forgotten Classics diecast cars. This is a 1974 Ford Maverick Grabber. In orange, it's a 1/24th scale diecast model car. The body is metal, the trim's going to be plastic. It's an officially licensed product. Real rubber on the tires, the doors open, the hood opens, the engine bay and the interior are pretty detailed. They could have done a little better job with painting under the hood, but actually they did really good for the price range of this vehicle. I have seen this particular vehicle selling for between $19 and $29. The diecast model, not the real car. As I've already mentioned, I have had several Ford Mavericks over the years. Some were junk, some actually looked good, and I had one Mercury Comet of the same body style. I never had the four-door version of this, though I did have something similar. I had a 1970 or 71 Mercury Montego, which was roughly the same size in the four-door version as a four-door Maverick. Back in the day, the Mavericks were competing with the Chevy Vega. My sister had one of those. The AMC Gremlin, we already looked at one of those. A Toyota Corolla, I've had 7 over the years, and a Datsun 1200. I had a Datsun 210. So Ford Mavericks came with a variety of engine sizes. Back in the day, you could get a 170 straight 6, 105 horse, or the 200 straight 6 at 120 horsepower. Eventually, they came out with the 250 straight 6, and I can't tell you the horsepower on that. I never had a Maverick with a 250 straight 6, but I did have the Mercury Comet that had the 250 straight 6 in it. Back in the early 70s, you could pick these up for around $2,000, and they used to brag that they were several $100s cheaper than the Volkswagen Beetles, than the bug cars. Ford also made the Pinto, which was a small car which competed in the same category, but really the Maverick looked a lot cooler and was actually bigger. The Maverick came out with several models, including the Maverick Grabber that we're looking at today, the Maverick Stallion, and then down in Brazil, they made a Maverick GT. And of course, there were the four-door versions of this vehicle. What made the Grabber so special? Well, the Grabber was a V8. It was marketed as an affordable performance vehicle. Not really in the muscle car category, but for its size and the horsepower you could get out of that motor, yeah, it was pretty fast. So if you could find a Grabber, you'd have a better motor in it, you'd have a better trim package, and as Mavericks go, it was a much cooler version than the standard Maverick. So from what I've seen online, they only made 138,000 of the Grabbers. And if you're a Maverick fan, unless you were going to find a Maverick GT, or maybe even a Stallion, the Grabber, that's the holy grail. But more often than not, people would just take a standard two-door Maverick and then put a 302 in it, or maybe a 260 V8 in there. One of those small V8s. And that actually gives you a scary amount of power for a car this small. With that said, the 200 straight 6 as well as the 250 straight 6 gave you plenty of power for this vehicle. Especially if you put something like a Weber dual feed carburetor on it. Yeah. They were good little cars, and they were affordable little cars, and with a little bit of work, you could make them look very cool. And I think Motormax has done a really good job with their Forgotten Classics product line, at least when it comes to the detail and the trim. As I said, I wish the trunk's opened, the doors open, the hood opens. Why doesn't the trunk or the hatchbacks open? I don't know. And though I'm not really a fan of an orange-colored car, the orange and black scheme actually looks pretty good. Okay, what do you think? Are you a Ford Maverick fan? Have you ever seen a Maverick Grabber? I have seen Grabbers, but honestly, I've never seen one in orange. Sorry, Kristen. Orange. It's not orange, it's orange. You know, every English major and their brother tries correcting the way I speak. You know, out there in the cement, it's not cement, it's cement. It's not almond, it's almond. Yeah. All right, so this is a very cool car. It's a very cool product line. I've always been a fan of the Mavericks. And I have several of the Mavericks from this Motormax Forgotten Classic Series product line. Leave your comments in the comment section. As always, thanks for watching.
Beanmeister 22, the most dangerous man on YouTube.